Good morning, breathers, and welcome to Wednesday. We're halfway home. Maybe. I don't know.
We are halfway home, but I think our weekends get so filled up that it's...
True. Yeah, we don't hardly get weekends anymore. You're still busy doing something, that, and the other thing or whatever. So anyway, well, it's hump day, so we're going to just take that for what it is and roll with it, I think. So joined in studio today, not by the skipper. The skipper is gone. I'm not 100% sure if he even told us where he's going. Not that it matters.
No.
He doesn't have to report to us. He's a big boy. He can do that. But what we do know, he's not here. But we do have Miss Rachel here today.
And it feels weird sitting in Tim's chair.
Yeah, I know. We were just talking about that before we went live. A couple times Tim was gone early on, and I moved over to that chair, and it's like, nope, not going to do it. It's just weird.
I just feel like I have so much more pressure to be sitting here.
Well, don't crack. You'll do fine.
Anyway.
You'll do fine. We're also joined by SPP, super producer Peter.
Ahoy, ahoy.
Good morning, Peter.
Peter, you've got a nickname already?
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah, well, it took a minute. I don't think it came natural. So Tim is the master at that, but you can't rush it. It's just got to come.
Yeah.
So
I haven't gotten my nickname yet, so we got to work on that.
Yeah, well,
get out the thesaurus.
Thesaurus, yeah. Well, you got to talk to Tim. He's the nickname master. So it'll come to him. One day he'll just be like, all right, and it's Rachel. And you go, oh, there it is. That's it. So
yeah, he said he's been struggling with that.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Well, I think it just comes. And Nikki G's checked in this morning. So when Nikki G started.
Oh, ahoy, Nikki.
Yeah. So when he first started, so the last producer, Alex, I think he was super producer Alex. And then when Nick started, Tim started calling him super producer. He's like, nope, we got to hold off. Can't do that right away. Got to wait, and you got to earn it. And then Tim came up with Nikki G, which I like Nikki G.
I do too.
That kind of rolls off the tongue. In fact, I think I call him that all the time, and I don't know if he even appreciates it or not, but it's Nikki G. It's just what it is.
Well, I hope he appreciates it, because when I was at Ace, I called him that. So
Exactly.
Yeah.
So anyway, well, Nikki G, that's your name, whether you like it or not, I guess. So there you go. So let's get a little housekeeping out of the way right away this morning. So the Southeast Iowa Video Network is powered by our friends at KCTC.
Thank you, Casey.
Thank you,
Casey, and all the gang over at KCTC. And we are powered this morning by multiple things, but especially by Hy-Vee and Hy-Vee Fast and Fresh.
Thank you, Willie.
Thank you, Willie.
Thank you, Willie.
So, Rachel, what do you know? You've been traveling all over the place for basketball. I know you were in Ottumwa with half the Morning Breath crew was in Ottumwa on Monday night.
Yep, we were at Ottumwa. Last night I was at Waco Highland.
At least that's not too far away.
No, so we were just talking about that when we came on. It gets hard sometimes how late some of these games go.
They do.
But last night I was actually down in Waco for Farm Bureau. We did a free popcorn night.
Yep.
But we are doing it next week for the Washington Mid-Prairie game. So, and then our board presented checks to the FFA chapters for both schools.
Nice.
And bought everybody popcorn last night.
There you go. That's nice.
So, yeah. But then Monday night, we were down in Ottumwa.
No games tonight. Probably not Thursday. I know Friday Mount Pleasant rolls into town.
Friday is a game, and no game Saturday.
No, so you got the weekend. You got other things to do, but not basketball, right?
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. Well, we were talking a little bit before, my daughter who watches, Bailey, she did sports, and I loved it. I liked going to the games, and she was good, and they were good, and whatever. But when she decided not to do them, it's like, I don't have to go to Ottumwa on a Monday night in January. So it's not, there's side benefits
not
to
that I don't appreciate a good road trip.
Right.
Like all over Southeast Iowa, but it's really hard when you have to go an hour, hour and a half, 2 hours on a weeknight. Yeah. When you have to work the next day.
Exactly.
It does make it tougher.
When I make you get out of bed really early and show up here, so I'm not sitting here alone. So Peter and I aren't sitting here alone.
Yeah. No. It's hard to retrain your brain. I like to be a night owl. I can work until 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning.
Oh yeah, not me. I'm the opposite.
But yeah, so it's hard to reshift my brain sometimes.
Yeah. No, I'll go to bed early, but I'll get up, and I'd rather get up in the morning. Sometimes I don't have a choice. It's just like, all right, I'm up.
Right.
Then there you are. But I don't know. It just is what it is. So anyway, but I agree with you. I love going to the games. The games were, supporting the team and seeing the kids, and it was all great. But last year, we have some papers up around Marengo and Williamsburg and up in that area, and we were kind of in between sports people, so I was taking photos. So I was in Victor, Iowa, covering a basketball game at HLV on a cold January night. And of course, it was probably a doubleheader, and we didn't get done till whatever. I didn't stay till the end of the game probably, but I was on the road heading home from Victor at like 9 o'clock at night, thinking, this is not what I signed up for at one point in time. But it's what you do, right?
It is what you do. So yeah. But see, when I road trip, so I really like sporting events that are in Burlington, because if we have a break, if you're down there for a tournament, you can go enjoy.
There's things
to do.
Right.
Yeah. And maybe that's why it just doesn't excite me so much, because I know I'm going down there watching a game, which I love.
Right.
Then you're turning around and coming right back.
Right. Yes. And you mentioned Centerville. Centerville's 2 hours away. Did the girls play down there, or are going to play down there?
Centerville or Albia. Yeah.
Albia's not quite that far, but
yeah.
So anyway, well, all right, good enough. So did you watch any Iowa women's basketball last night?
I did not.
They won by 5. They look pretty good, but I don't think Northwestern's very good. So the Iowa team looked really good, but I don't know. They were down by 12 or 10 at one point. So did you watch it, Peter?
I did not.
No. Okay. All right. What else you want to talk about, Rachel? You're in the big seat. It's up to you.
Ooh, do you know what today's National Day is?
Do not.
It's National Corn Chip Day.
Well, good to know.
And it's National Puzzle Day. I did look that up.
Well, there you go.
Do you guys do puzzles?
Like what kind? Like crossword, Sudoku, or just puzzles, like on your tabletop puzzle?
When I thought of puzzles, I thought of the little, tabletop pieces.
Put all the 1,000 pieces.
Yeah.
No.
That would be one too.
I have done puzzles. I don't not like doing puzzles, but and I'm an old man. I love Legos. Legos to me are kind of like, I'll do Legos all day long, except for Legos are expensive.
They are.
I just was talking to somebody yesterday about that. Legos are, but I still I'm an old man, still love to do Legos. But I get the set or whatever. I don't like just get a whole big bucket of Legos and go like, let's create something today.
What do you like to make out of them?
Well, I have the New York City skyline. I have it's not very big. It's only about this big. I have the U.S. Capitol and the White House and an X-Wing fighter from Star Wars.
See, I like it when they make actual things after historical objects, just because I think it's neat.
Well, they have all kinds of, you can do flower arrangements and whatever.
I've
seen those. So surprisingly, I was in Shields not too long ago at the mall.
Mm-hmm.
They have an extraordinarily large Lego section in Shields.
Really?
Upstairs.
It's been a while since I've strolled through the toy section at Shields.
It's not toys.
Well,
They're not toys.
Is, but,
They're kind of not. They're not toys. Come on.
It's more of a hobbyist thing right now, or it's gotten that way.
Yes. I like to do them, but a decent set's $100.
I know, they're not cheap.
No.
They are very expensive.
And then you put it together, and it's not like I tear them apart and rebuild them. It's like I put them together, and it's like, all right, I'm done. And then here they are. And then, we don't have a Lego theme going on in our house, so what do you do with them? I think we have a couple shelves that I stuck a couple things on, but...
And puzzles, same thing.
Yeah.
I think it's something just to ease your mind, or...
Yes.
What does that do to your brain? Just kind of relaxes you?
Stimulates.
Although, some of those Lego kits have to be kind of frustrating, don't they?
Yeah. Some of them are challenging. Let's put it that way.
There you go.
So, but you get an instruction booklet, and as long as you follow the instruction booklet, now you're not going to go wing it. Some of those, there's 2,000 pieces in some of those things, and some of them are pretty darn small, and And Jimmy says, and don't step on a stray part, because you know that right away. It's funny you say that, Jimmy,
Things are
because
horrible.
funny you say that, because after the break we're going to talk about some annoying toys and why they're annoying. So, but Legos isn't on that list, but that would be a good one. So
It's not. I'm kind of surprised because that is what the memes are made out of
it's
stepping on Legos.
It's a whole thing for sure. So, yeah. Anyway, so now you know. Now I'm a Lego guy and love them. So, a few people checking in. Denise, Nikki G, we talked to. My mom's here. Jeff's here. Jimmy's here. We're all, the gang's all here. So
Good morning.
Good morning.
Ahoy.
Ahoy, ahoy,
Ahoy.
everyone.
I
Ahoy.
forget that.
Yes. Here's an interesting story I came across. If I can find it again, I know my notes over here.
Do tell.
A Florida man, because of course, a Florida man, in his mid 40s, he's on a meat, fat, and dairy heavy diet, which I think is like the paleo or whatever.
But yeah.
He arrived at the Tampa hospital, which is where my mom is. So maybe my mom's running into this guy. She's not at the hospital. She's in Tampa.
Okay.
Just to be clear.
I was
just to be
say,
clear.
like, if something happened to mom.
She's not at the hospital. With ooze emanating from yellowish nodes on the palm of his hands, elbows, and the soles of his feet. He was oozing
Are you going to make me gay?
stuff. I don't
this
know.
early in the morning?
Maybe. The man told doctors that he adopted a carnivore diet, 8 months, explaining that his daily intake was made up of entire sticks of butter, 6 to 9 pounds of cheese, and hamburger patties.
No.
Yes. Entire sticks of butter. And it says sticks. It's plural, sticks.
That's disgusting.
The patient, though, appears to have taken the diet to extremes, and he insisted that his overall health had improved from what it was before. Now, we don't know what it was before. Maybe it was really
see
bad.
Some pictures.
Well, there are pictures, and I
There
can't
are?
remember where I found this, but there's a picture of his hand, and it's all the veins in his hand. I don't know if you can see that, but all the veins in his hand, there's like yellow. It's like slime ooze coming out of it, and I assume his feet and his everything else same way. There's stuff coming out of his skin. I don't know if it's his pores or what, but it looks like butter. It looks like butter.
Gross. Okay, I'm gonna gag, but like that sounds like you're probably excessively eating those things.
Well,
if it's oozing out of your skin like
Yeah, I think that's too far. You've gone too far. Since going full fat and all animal, the man claimed he lost weight and saw some marked improvements in his energy levels and cognitive functioning. Again, we don't know where he started.
What does his arteries look like? Did it say?
Yes, it does, actually. But his skin is another story. The painless but decidedly ooze had been affecting him for nearly a month before he sought treatment. So he was oozing for a month before he said, you know what, I should probably go have this checked out.
Did he go into the ER room?
It doesn't say. I don't know if he just made an appointment with his doctor. He went to the ER. I'm thinking if stuff starts oozing out of my palms.
I think I'd be, yeah.
Yeah, I'm going.
But it would probably start out slow. Like, you know, when you sweat or you get sweaty hands.
Yeah.
Maybe it started out like that and then it just progressively got more intense. I don't know.
Yeah. Doctors discovered that the butter man's total cholesterol level exceeded 1,000 milligram mgdl, whatever that is. For comparison, a healthy cholesterol is under 200, and he was at 1,000. He exceeded 1,000. 240 is deemed high, and he was at 1,000.
No. I'm sure there's benefits to eating a diet like that, but I think there's also benefits of eating fruits and vegetables in your diet.
Everything in moderation,
Yes.
right? So you can eat, I don't think it's the end of the world to have a cookie. I've had plenty, obviously, but don't eat a whole pack of cookies, right?
Yeah.
Also, don't eat full sticks of butter or
That would be expensive. Think about that.
I know. Well, it's 6 to 9 pounds of cheese. 9 pounds of cheese.
A pound of cheese is
daily. It's 6 to 9 pounds.
It's like $4.99 a bag.
I know. It depends on what cheese you get, but 9 pounds of cheese will set you back.
And then on top of that, hamburger.
Yeah.
Think about that for the daily.
Yeah, I don't want to. That's too much.
That's got to be a typo.
It says 6. I copied and pasted. So
It's probably right, but That would be so.
Yeah. My mom says disgusting. How can you lose weight eating that? I don't know. But again, don't know where he started. Maybe he was a 500-pound dude.
And maybe he, was eating way more calories than that.
Yeah. Yeah.
He was on the calorie deficit diet, but he was eating sticks of butter.
How many calories does a stick of butter have? Ray knows. I haven't seen Ray check in.
I'm not sure.
I don't know either. Anyway, so there you go. There's your ooze story for the day. He was oozing stuff. They didn't even know how to explain it. How'd they say that?
810 calories.
For a stick of butter?
Oh.
And if you're eating multiple, I mean, what they recommend a 2,000 calorie a day diet, something like that. I mean,
I think it's 2,000 for women, 2,500 for
from okay. So if he's eating, well, how much? 9 pounds of cheese. I mean, there's got to be some calories packed into that. That's nuts. Yeah, he had ooze emanating from yellowish nodes on the palm of his hands, elbows, and the soles of his feet.
Wow.
I wonder if it's slippery. Like he can't walk around barefoot because he's just like he got stuff.
What about taking a shower? If it is, if it is slippery, taking a shower.
Yeah, you need those little flowers that so you don't no slip grips on your shower.
Yeah.
I don't know. Also, does the ooze mix well with water? Or is it just like there's so many questions?
He's trying to treat this like it's a superpower and not like a
Exactly.
medical condition.
Exactly. Let's
I'm gonna use my butter power.
We should probably disclaimer that we are not medical professionals. Do not resort to this diet. Because we're just reporting on it.
We cannot endorse. However, I do like the idea of turning it into a superpower. What is your superpower? Well, I ooze stuff out of my palms and the soles of my feet. Well, all right, let's get you a uniform. let's get you an
Time to
outfit.
defend the city.
All right, Peter, with that, we better go to break and then we'll come back with some annoying toys.
Introducing Hy-Vee Market Grill, where every meal is a delight. Start your day with our mouthwatering breakfast options and savor flavorful lunches with friends and family. Cap off your day with our delectable dinners. Hy-Vee Market Grill, where every moment is delicious.
Washington County Hospital and Clinics, providing quality health care that puts you first. Whether during a hospital stay, seeing a primary care provider for wellness exams or sick visits, minor surgery to a total joint replacement, or recovering from an injury, we're here when you need us.
More than you expect for your health care. Washington County Hospital and Clinics.
At Seafirst Credit Union, we're all about making connections, like how we connect you with a flexible financing you need to install that all-season room or remodel your kitchen with a home equity line of credit. Connect with Seafirst today and see why together is better.
Welcome back to your Wednesday morning breath. You gotta have the breath, Rachel. Come on. Do it.
I can't.
Good morning, Paula. Paula's ahoy, Paula. See, I messed up too. Ahoy, Paula. So, Rachel, we got some annoying toys, and I was thinking about this. Legos is not on the list because Legos is not a toy.
See, I don't agree with that.
Well,
they started out as a toy.
Sure they did. And there's some that for kids, but they're not a toy. I'm going to die on that hill.
Okay. They're a toy.
They're not. They're just not. End of story. Annoying toys. So this is kind of based on, the example of a drum set. Annoying toys that prove that your parents loved you. So, your parents bought you a drum set when you were a kid, not because they wanted to hear you beat on drums, but because they loved you and you wanted them.
They loved you and they wanted you to accomplish your dreams and goals.
Exactly. And only about 1% of all the kids that ever had drums even, made it to high school playing those drums. But they had them, and your parents loved you, or they wouldn't have bought them for you. I also would call these, great gifts for your nieces and nephews, so you can send them home with them and not be in your house.
I'm seeing something else that's not on this list.
What's that?
Play-Doh.
Play-Doh is a good one too, because that got everywhere. So number one on the list, and this is not in any particular order, but Hungry Hungry Hippos.
I love that game.
I did too, but it was loud and had tiny little marbles that easily got lost and spread all over the house. And so if you don't want to step on a Lego, you also don't want to step on a Hungry Hungry Hippo marble.
Very true.
A Super Soaker. So of course we all know what a Super Soaker is, but nobody just, went out in the backyard and sprayed their friends. You sprayed the couch, you sprayed the cat, you sprayed your siblings, you sprayed whatever, and it was everywhere. So, but every kid had one. Let's Go Fishing. Do you remember that game? It's still around, I think. It's the little fish that open. Yeah.
The fishing pole?
You fish with the magnets. So I think that's kind of a fun little game too. But
what is justifying? So that one's not bad. It's just that
I think that the pieces can get everywhere.
Okay.
I think that's what it is.
That was a cute game.
And the last one I'll do, Skip It. Cup on a rope that you swung around your ankle. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
So,
yes.
So that thing could be weaponized, for one thing. And I did. My sister had one when we were kids, and I put that thing on, and I would chase her around the house swinging that thing around, and it would destroy ankles and legs on furniture. And your parents always like, take that outside. Well, it's not as much fun outside because you can't, chase your sister or hit furniture. So
that is right. Bop It. Yeah, that is annoying.
Yeah, and it's still around. I mean, you can still buy miniature versions of that.
You can.
Yeah.
No, I don't like that one. Sit and Spin.
Love the Sit and Spin.
I have a picture of my oldest, Madison, who she would sit on that and spin and spin and spin on the kitchen floor.
Yep.
And fall asleep on it. I started to get worried, like how often she liked that.
Well, I found this on a website, and I think Ranker, but it said, child spins and spins, and then parents clean up vomit and dry the tears.
So she wasn't like that. But then I saw a study that said if you can do that, you're extremely intelligent. So
if you can spin for hours or whatever.
It was weird.
Yeah.
GAC, super messy slime that made fart sounds when squeezed.
Yes.
I'm not Click Clacks. I remember that name.
I wouldn't remember it except for I saw a picture of it. It's like a ring and then two strings and the balls, and so you try to get them to clap at the bottom and then go up and clap at the top. Do you remember? Peter's like, nope, no idea.
Well, they remind me of those marble things.
Yeah. Yes, exactly. That's kind of what they are.
Click one and then you watch it do its thing.
Well, the problem is they're loud, for one thing, loud and annoying because they just clicked and clacked, right? But also apparently they eventually got banned because they would break from clicking and then like shoot shrapnel.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So they said, nope, can't do that.
I remember this game, Kerplunk.
Like
Jenga, but with sticks and marbles.
I didn't remember that, but more marbles. When you have small pieces, that's bad.
And Teddy Ruxpin.
Even creepier than Furby.
My great grandma had one, and my little sister would go over there and play with that thing all the time.
Yeah, you put the tape in, and it would like talk to you and read a story.
Yeah.
Weird, creepy, weird.
Okay,
I remember that Teddy Ruxpin. Those are from like the 80s. So
90s, 80s, 90s era. And they were a big craze. That was
huge.
A Black Friday sellout kind of deal.
Yeah, so it's a little bear that you just put a cassette tape in of a story, and it would read you a story, but it had a creepy little weird voice, and it was just like...
And his mouth would move.
Yeah, and I think it wouldn't be so weird now because we're more used to that, but at the time it's like, dude... that's kind of...
Do they even make toys like that anymore just because kids can watch YouTube and things?
Probably not. Yeah, they don't want a bear reading a story to them.
It was a way for... a toy to read you a story.
Yeah, well, you know what they have now, and we've done it for our grandkids, is that we can read a story, record a story onto this animal in our voice, and we read it, and then they can hear us read a story to them.
Wow.
Yeah. So, little shorter time, but slip and slide, just dangerous, and it killed your grass.
Yes.
Slip and slides. Everybody played a slip and slide, but you put no yard is flat. So you got rocks and you got bumps, and it just hurt.
But okay,
But it's fun.
If any of you went to Crooked Creek Christian Camp out here,
Yeah.
they had the most epic slip and slide
Did they
out
make
back.
like
It was down a hill,
Yeah. Oh yeah.
and it had a whole flight of stairs you had to go up. Nothing compared to that. We should go do that this summer.
Yeah. Well, I'm not sure I'm built for a slip and slide anymore.
No, it's big. Like you can go down on tubes. It's fun.
All right. Well,
It's worth it.
a bumbleball. Do you remember the bumbleball? So I only remember it. And Jimmy, I was thinking about you with this. So when I was in college, we went to Ertl Toy Factory at Dyersville. And honestly, Jimmy, you can tell me. I don't remember if it was in your class. I think it was. If it wasn't, it was with DP. But we went to. Jeff says a rock music cassette and Teddy Ruxpin was fun. So the Bumbleball, we went to Ertl, and it was when they were in development. Ertl made this, and it was in Dyersville, and we went in this conference room, and this thing was sitting in the middle of the table, and we had never seen it before. And all it is a plastic ball, and it had little rubber knobs on it, but you turn it on, it vibrates, but you can't
yes.
hardly catch it, right? I mean, it's fast, and it bounces all over. So this thing's sitting there, and it was just too tempting, and I'd never seen one, and so I turned it on. And it bounced around all over the table. We didn't know what it was going to do. We'd never seen it before, right? So we turned this thing on, and it starts vibrating, and it's jumping all over the table. And I finally caught it, and somebody came in, one of the people from Ertl Toys came in and says, "Oh, don't do that," because that's a prototype. we haven't released those yet.
So they made those up at Ertl.
Well, they at least had one there. I don't know if they
Okay.
manufactured them there or not, but they had one. It was part of Ertl. Anyway, I kind of got my hand slapped because I turned on this prototype
Way to
Bumbleball.
go.
I know.
You almost ruined an epic toy that
I know.
made a Google list.
I know. Stretch Armstrong. Do you remember Stretch?
Yes.
You pull him, and the whole idea is to pull his arm off, and then the goose runs out of his body. Moon shoes, mini trampolines for your feet. I don't remember these, but
I don't.
My brother had a pair of moon shoes.
yeah, the description
Did
of
they
it
really?
says
No.
Oh,
no. The description says most ankle breaky item on the list because
It was like they had these I don't know, they had it was these big straps, and then you would lift it up. So it was kind of like you would walk, but then the straps would keep your feet off the ground, so it felt like you were jumping, but you were walking. I don't know.
it's like springs or something underneath of it.
Kind of, but I just remember it would be this plastic thing, and then there'd be a foot, and you put your foot in, and they have these straps around it, so it'd be like you're walking, but your feet would never touch the ground.
Yes.
So
All right.
that was a
Interesting.
weird way of explaining it, but
And you break your ankles.
yeah.
So
Sounds
you
like
can.
it.
So, all right, 7:43. We went a little long. That's all right. So, Peter, take us to break, and we'll be back with Set for the Day.
In the heart of rural Iowa, where community matters most, the connections we make are made to last. Meet KCTC, your hometown internet, phone, and TV provider. At KCTC, we're not just about technology, we're about people. Our dedicated team are your neighbors, committed to bringing you top-tier services right where you live. We believe in giving back to the community that raised us. Experience the power of a real connection with KCTC. Join us in building a stronger, more connected Southeast Iowa.
Attention Hy-Vee shoppers, introducing Hy-Vee Perks, your ticket to exclusive savings and rewards. Access exclusive perks, prices, earn gas discounts, and unlock special deals. All this for free. Join Hy-Vee Perks today and start saving.
Bring the kids, share the memories, celebrate 75 years of traditions at the Midwest Old Threshers Reunion. Relive the magic of steam engines, antique cars, and trucks, tractors, gas engines, and horses. Whether it's your first visit or a cherished tradition, you'll enjoy the delicious foods, the thrill of an Old West shootout, and the excitement of nightly grandstand entertainment. For 75 years, this has been the place where memories are made at the 2025 Midwest Old Threshers Reunion, August 28th through September 1st in Mount Pleasant, Iowa. Visit oldthreshers.com for more details.
The Connie and Amanda team is dedicated to giving back to our community by actively engaging with our clients, businesses, and the public. When it comes to helping you find your next home, investment, or commercial space, the Connie and Amanda team is here for you.
And welcome back to Morning Breath on this Wednesday. So my mom says Jennifer, who is my older sister, never told on me, which is a lie. She might not have told on me for breaking her ankles with the whatever thing, but she told on me plenty. So, Mom,
Most siblings do.
So, Mom, I disagree. Maybe one thing she didn't tell on me on, but plenty of things. And sometimes, just like all good siblings, she would just sit across the room and scream, and then I'd get in trouble for that too. So,
Oh yeah.
yeah,
My kids said that used to happen.
it does. It happens.
They would be like, someone would just say something and you believed that child.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay.
She would be across the room and she'd go, Matt, stop. And Mom or Dad or whoever would be like, Matt, stop it. And it's like, I'm watching cartoons, dude. Leave me alone. What is happening here? So anyway, Mom, not entirely true. Should we get set for the day, Rachel?
Yes, please.
All right, yes, please. Time, 7:47 a.m. It is the 29th day of January. We're almost out of January already. Episode 240. Temperature right now in Fairfield and Mount Pleasant is 31, and Washington is lagging behind a little bit at 30. But sunny today. Not a lot of wind, or at least not near as much wind. High of 51, so a pretty dang good day for January the 29th.
That'd be beautiful.
Yeah, we'll take that. Today's headlines from the SoutheastIowaUnion.com. Sentencing of Jeremy Goodale upheld in appellate court. He's one of the ones that murdered that teacher in Fairfield. Mount Pleasant City Council discusses and approves infrastructure upgrades and grants. And Washington must fill a $130,000 budget deficit. If you want more on these stories or a lot of others, go to SoutheastIowaUnion.com. There is no high school sports today because it's Wednesday, and they don't do high school sports on Wednesdays. On this day in history, in 1919, the 18th Amendment, which was the Prohibition Amendment, was ratified in the U.S. Constitution and went into effect the following year. It was repealed in 1933. I didn't know it lasted that long.
I didn't either.
So 13, 14 years?
No wonder why there was such an ongoing thing about prohibition.
Yeah, no kidding. I thought it was like a couple years, and they were like, or a year, and they were like, oh, that's not working. But 14 years. So I was a little shocked by that.
That is kind of surprising.
Yeah. So Rachel, random joke, random quote, or random fact?
Random fact. I like facts.
Did you know that you can hear a whale's heartbeat from 2 miles away?
No, I did not.
Now you do. There you
Very
go.
interesting.
All right. Have you been following along with this? I can't remember. Were you here? Did we do this last week? What'd you learn today? Have you been?
No.
Yeah.
I was at a show.
No, that's right. So, new little thing out of today's show. What'd you learn?
What did I learn? Oh my goodness, you're putting me on the spot.
All right, Peter, do you got one?
I do.
All right.
I learned that Legos are not a toy.
They're not a toy.
They're not a toy.
I didn't learn that. I educated that. So I learned do not eat entire sticks of butter.
Ew. Okay, you brought me back to that.
Or 9 pounds of
thing.
cheese. What?
Or you also get butter superpowers.
Or you get so maybe I learned you should eat butter so you can get superpowers.
And I learned that prohibition lasted a lot longer than we all thought
kidding.
in our brain.
No kidding. So, all right, good stuff. Thank you very much, Miss Rachel. I appreciate it. And Peter, as always. Tim should be back tomorrow. We think. We hope.
We think so.
We think so.
He will.
And it's Thursday, so we should also have the Glorious Greta. So until then, have a good day.